Welcome to the video on scholarship as conversation. Scholarship is often viewed as a solitary pursuit, but in reality, it is a dynamic and ongoing conversation between scholars, experts, and the wider community. Scholarship is a conversation because it is a process of exchanging ideas and knowledge. Scholars share their findings, opinions, and experiences through writing, speaking, and other forms of communication. This sharing of information is a crucial component of the scholarship process, as it enables other scholars to build upon existing knowledge and advance the field. One example of scholarship as conversation is the peer review process. When a scholar writes a paper, it is submitted to other experts in the field for review. The experts provide feedback and suggestions, leading to a dialogue between the author and the reviewers. This conversation leads to a better understanding of the topic and can result in the publication of a more comprehensive and accurate paper. As a university student, anytime you write papers, attend lectures, and participate in classroom discussions, you are not just consuming the information, but contributing to spreading scholarly knowledge. However, to be an active participant in this conversation, it is essential to understand the context behind the information you engage with. For example, Dora has to write a research paper on the causes of World War I. After some research, they base the argument of their paper on a single source. However, after the professor reads a rough draft of the paper, they are told they are relying too much on one source and need to look at other resources on the topic. Dora does some more research and discovers most other historians disagree with the author's conclusions. Other historians even expressly point out the problems they see with the argument of the source they used. As this situation demonstrates, each source represents only one perspective. As a result, not only will many scholars disagree, but there's often not one clear answer that everyone accepts. Therefore, you can only determine the value of any source once you understand the broader conversation that is taking place around each source. As students, you are entering into the middle of a conversation, and it isn't possible to read every article. However, you should read enough articles to get a sense for the context for the conversation related to your topic. The work you submit in your classes constitutes your contribution of ideas and arguments to the discussion, which is why it is so important to distinguish your own ideas from those of others. Citing is a crucial aspect of academic writing and is essential for acknowledging the work of others and building credibility. Citing refers to the practice of giving credit to the sources you use in your research. When you use information, ideas, or words from a source, you must give credit to the original author. This is important because it shows that you've done your research, supports your arguments, and demonstrates your understanding of the topic. There are many different citation styles, including MLA, APA, and Chicago. The citation style you use will depend on your field of study, the type of paper you're writing, and the preferences of your instructor. It is also important to note that simply citing a source is not enough. You must also use the information you gathered ethically and with integrity. This means that you should avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism is taking someone else's work or ideas and presenting them as your own. Whether you mean to or not, committing plagiarism is unacceptable. Therefore, it is important to know what plagiarism is and to be mindful of how you integrate other people's arguments, data, and conclusions into your own work. Any information or ideas you use that are not your own, regardless of where you find them, need to be cited. This includes, but is not limited to, books, journal articles, blogs, YouTube videos, or websites. When using ideas from a source, there are two methods for incorporating the concept into your paper. The first is to quote directly from a source. When quoting directly from a source, make sure it is identical to the original sentence. The full quote is then placed in quotation marks, and a full citation is provided following the guidelines of the citation style you are using. The second method is to paraphrase. Paraphrase is when you restate an idea in your own words while retaining the original meaning. Additionally, you still need to provide a citation. Paraphrasing can be a difficult skill to master and to accomplish without committing plagiarism. However, there are a few steps you can use to help you paraphrase correctly. Step 1. Read the original text until you understand it. Step 2. Set the text aside. Step 3. Using your memory, write down the main points or concepts. Do not copy the text. Step 4. Write out the main points in a sentence. Step 5. Check your notes against the original to ensure you've not accidentally plagiarized. And lastly, make sure you cite the source. Let's look at an example of paraphrasing. At the top of the screen is the original text, and below are 2 examples of paraphrasing. Example B is the correct way to paraphrase from the original text. In example A, the text is too close to the original, whereas in example B, the student has rephrased the text in their own words while maintaining the original ideas. Paraphrase is a useful skill and takes a lot of practice, but it is a valuable skill to master. Both direct quotes and paraphrasing require citations that let the reader know who the idea belongs to. Each citation style has a slightly different in-text citation and corresponding citation at the end of the paper. Always consult with your professor to determine what is required in your specific paper. In conclusion, citing is an important part of the scholarly conversation and is a crucial aspect of building credibility and acknowledging the work of others. By following the guidelines of the citation style you are using, you can ensure that your paper is well-researched, accurate, and free from plagiarism. Additionally, since other scholars are also citing the voices they used, examining a reference page can lead you to additional sources. Hopefully you now have a better understanding of why citing is important. Thank you for watching. Please remember, you can always reach out for help.